Everyone. Welcome to our special meeting this evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order and request a roll call, please.
Mr. Newmoff,
Here.
Mr. Darrow,
Here.
Ms. Kalinowski, here. Mr. McClellan,
Here.
Ms. Kohler.
Here, would you please all stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first order of business this evening is to approve the agenda. And as those of you who are here in the audience probably figured out, I believe that the board has intent to add a public participation section to this meeting's agenda. So with that addition and correction in mind, are there any other additions or corrections to the agenda this evening? Okay, hearing none. No, well, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve.
Motion to add the item?
So moved.
Yes.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. And that motion was to approve the agenda as modified, just to clarify. Could we have a roll call vote, please?
Vice President McClellan?
Yes.
Mr. Darrow?
Yes.
Mr. Newmoff?
Yes.
Ms. Kalinowski? Yes. President Kohler?
Yes, and that motion carries. So this is the logical place to include public participation. Patrick, do we have anyone who's signed up? And I'll give anybody else in the audience who might like to do so a chance to put their names on a sheet of paper. We are really all very pleased that there is this level of interest in what the board is undertaking tonight. And I wanted to let you know where things stand right now. And that is that, as you know, Dr. Dominy has submitted a letter of resignation to me as the board president. The other board members have not received it yet because we are going to do that as part of our executive session after the public comment section of our public meeting. And just to try and manage expectations, there probably aren't a lot of questions that we can answer for you yet. One of the things that we need to talk about is what our next steps are going to be. And this board has not had an opportunity to come together and meet since our organization meeting. So I think that the strategy for this evening is probably best if what we do is take very clear notes, each of us, and that we maintain a list of questions. And as we have more information, we are definitely going to be sharing it with you. I think one of the big things that you need to know, and hopefully the rest of the community will also come to understand, is that this will be only one of many opportunities for you to express your ideas and to become involved. One of the few things I do know is that having spoken to each board member, I do know that every single one of us up here is committed to a robust process that does include input from both community and staff. So keep staying tuned, and we'll have, again, different opportunities to allow you the opportunity to help set direction for our new leadership. So with that being said, I'll ask each of you to come to the podium, and if you'll give us your name and address, if you happen to belong to an organization and that is relevant this evening, please let us know that as well. And you'll have 5 minutes to speak, and I'll ask Ms. Jenkins to watch the clock for us. So our first speaker this evening is Kelly Gastineau. Carrie, sorry. I never was very good at cursive, Carrie.
Thank you. I really just felt that it was important to come this evening to share with you that I think that this is an excellent opportunity for our district to achieve success that we all want in New Albany. In your search, board, I am hoping that you will look for someone who will have the following characteristics. Somebody who will communicate high standards and expectations of all K through 12 students, not just the talented or those that are put into a certain elite population. Please look for a person who is willing to align the curriculum district-wide so it is consistent for all students throughout grades, incorporating innovation and enrichment, but also will assure the experience offered to our children will be equal and excellent, no matter the instructor they get, the team they're assigned to, or the building placement. I ask you to look for a person who is not looking to reinvent education, but rather someone who is already embodying creative and innovative techniques and who has a leadership style to recognize and highlight the great teaching that is already happening in our district, and who can recognize and elevate those teachers so that their peers can begin to emulate such success. Please look for someone who is a vibrant team builder, capable of recruiting talented teachers, aides, and staff to join the team. Please find a person who has proven collaboration experience and offers support to teaching staff as an instructional leader themselves, and one who encourages through mentoring activities along with intense professional development. Lastly, I hope you find someone who is ethical and fiscally conservative and who can guide our district to achieve academic eminence. From you, I ask for your full transparency on all levels of this search to keep our community informed through electronic communication when necessary throughout this entire process. Thank you.
Thank you. We've never done this before, but Carrie, if you have a hard copy of that.
I do.
Do you? Could you give it to Ms. Jenkins or send it to us?
You. I don't have it a hard copy, but I have it typed up. So
Okay, that's great. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay. Our next speaker this evening is Zippy Whence. Or Zippy Whence, if I continue on my misreading of people's names.
Good evening. I need to say Zippy Whence, 7800 Ackerley Loop. I am confident in saying that January's board meeting left many of us frustrated and disappointed in the behaviors and attitudes of some of the board members. I know it left me concerned for the future of our district if our board can't work together through disagreements at meetings, a school board meeting where children were present. You will disagree, and that's a healthy thing, but respect those who disagree with you and engage in civil discourse. This past fall's election was tough on many of us. I can personally attest to that, having lost friends who are teachers and were my mentors and were at my wedding, because I ran with my beliefs and with my passion for my own children and for the students in the district. My own children can attest to that, having experienced more than once where I was chastised in public by a teacher and by a community member. It happens during an election. It saddens me, but it happens, and I'm not bitter. I'm actually excited for the future that our community has started talking and engaging. Please realize and accept that the changes that were made and the new members that were elected were chosen by the community. Those are the people that you represent. And you leave your personal feelings aside and move forward with the community's wishes. After Dr. Domini's announcement last week, and in addition to feelings brought forth by the meeting in January, I began to think about the process that would be occurring to find new leadership for our district. A district that has been in turmoil to the point of threatened Armageddon by community and by teachers. And I realize it's crucial that the board moves together with teamwork. So, being a former English teacher in the district, I did what comes naturally. I looked up the definition of teamwork in the dictionary. In the Cambridge Dictionary, it says the combined actions of a group of people working together effectively to achieve a goal. Achieving a goal, combined actions of people working together. I hope this board realizes you are all sitting here today because you want to achieve a goal, the education and successes of the students. And with that thought, I hope that during the search for our new superintendent, you continually remember that the students are your first priority and all personal issues set aside. I hope during the search you find each other's strengths helpful through the process. I hope that during the search you look to the community for their thoughts on who and what we need in a leader. I hope that you look to the teachers and to the staff on their thoughts on who they would like leading them as well. And I hope you look to the students for their thoughts as well as for encouragement of why you're doing what you're doing. I found this quote by a young American poet named Matty Stepanek. He was 13 and he wrote, "Unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved." He was just 13. And he wrote this with the knowledge of a maturing adult looking for peace in poems and essays. I thought that was very cool considering we're talking about a district here. With all of these hopes that I have, I believe you will find unity between the community, the students and the teachers, collaborating together to find that perfect match to move this district forward where it needs to go. And you know, with teamwork, wonderful things will be achieved. I look forward to being kept informed of the process and to our future discussions on what I feel is needed in a new leader. Thank you.
Thank you. And our last speaker this evening is Elizabeth Murch.
I'm Elizabeth Murch, 7453 Ratchford Court, New Albany, Ohio. Currently, I serve as a secretary of the middle school PTO, so that might be slightly relevant to what I'm saying. Wanted to thank Dr. Dominy for your service to us and all of you board members. I have experience with boards and it's not always a fun job. Why I feel compelled to speak today is because my children I have two middle schoolers, have had lots of excellent experiences in our school district. My desire as you look forward to Dr. Dominy's replacement is that you start at home. We have amazing teachers. We have some amazing administrators. We have morale problems across the board, and I am now more aware of that than ever since I am in the school quite a bit more than I ever expected to be. And I think taking the time to search through the people we have, who we have grown, who know our issues, are aware of them and don't have a learning curve, and also giving them the opportunity to elevate themselves and elevate those amongst them. I think we really, really need to start at home. And I really, really sincerely hope that you will consider starting there before we engage in some very, very expensive search that takes us across the world. Please start at home. We have excellence here, and I hope you will consider that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate all your thoughts very much. And Elizabeth, I don't know whether you have any written notes, or Zippy. Is Zippy still here? Yeah. If you have yours in writing, if yeah, would you? That would be super. Thank you very much. Okay, well, that then takes us to our next order of business, which is a motion to go into executive session. And as I'm sure you know, there are very limited purposes that a board is able, according to the law, to go into executive session. One of them happens to be for the consideration of the appointment and or employment of a public official or employee. And this evening, we will be addressing Superintendent Dominy's resignation from the district. So could we have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Darrow. In a second?
Second. Give it to Paul.
Thanks, Debbie.
Teamwork, I think, is what that is.
Absolutely. Fist bumping. We get Phil out of the way.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Darrow,
Yes.
Mr. Newmaw,
Yes.
Ms. Kalinowski.
Yes.
Vice President McClellan.
Yes.
President Ryan, or sorry, President Coulter.
I
I get it.
Yes, yes. And just to let you know, we don't anticipate taking any action as a result of this executive session this evening. We will be meeting again on next Monday night on February the 8th. And we'd encourage you to let people know and we'd encourage you to come back again. So at this point, I'm going to ask the board to move out of the room and we will go to work.